You mean to tell me that humanity's seat has been empty for the past 3,000 cycles? The bioluminescent spots on Ambassador Zilkston's tentacles flashed a worried yellow-green, and nobody had mentioned this significant detail until now. With what could only be described as a digital eye roll, the ancient archival intelligence, essentially a glorified database with an attitude problem, projected its holographic avatar. You never inquired. In addition, I believed it to be obvious. Did you really believe that the earth-emblazoned, empty crystalline chair just happened to match your interior design preferences? In their various seating arrangements, the group of galactic representatives in the Grand Council chamber moved uncomfortably. Some floated in anti-gravity pods, others perched on traditional chairs, and a few existed as pure energy within containment fields. But that one chair, that perfectly preserved crystalline structure, had remained untouched since the founding of the Galactic Council. Well, huffed Ambassador Kirk of the Silicon Collective, their crystalline form vibrating with annoyance, perhaps it's time we simply reassign the seat. It's clear that this humanity doesn't care about politics in the galaxy. The archival intelligence's avatar flickered with what might have been amusement. Oh, they're interested, all right. They are simply waiting. Waiting for what? Demanded Representative NX of the Hive Mind Consortium, all 1,000 of their neural nodes pulsing in sync. For you to figure it out, the AI replied cryptically, did none of you ever wonder why Earth's seat was specifically designed to be compatible with carbon-based, bipedal lifeforms when we didn't even know they existed at the time of the Council's founding? The room fell into a deep slumber. Even the typically quiet gas-based species stopped rippling in the atmosphere. The AI carried on, clearly having a good time. When the founding members of this council gathered 3,000 cycles ago to form this council, they received a message. A simple, elegant message that arrived simultaneously at every major civilization's communication hub. Save us a seat, it said. We'll be there when we're ready. Earth, love. The color of Ambassador Zilkston's tentacles changed from pale green to yellow. That simply cannot be true. Humanity was still debating whether their planet was flat 3,000 cycles ago. In fact, the AI made a correction. They were debating whether or not Pluto was a planet. Do keep your primitive Earth phases straight. How, though? Squeaked a particularly nervous energy being. With the technology needed to simultaneously reach all of our civilizations, how could they have sent that message? It would have to be beyond your current capabilities, the AI finished. Yes, well, that's the interesting part. The message wasn't sent from Earth. It was sent from everywhere else. The chamber erupted in confused chattering, electromagnetic pulses, and various forms of agitated bioluminescence. Allow me to explain, the AI said, its holographic form expanding to display a complex series of temporal diagrams. The message was sent simultaneously from multiple points in spacetime. It was sent by humanity, yes, but not the humanity of 3,000 cycles ago. It was sent by humans from various future locations. Through temporal corridors they haven't found yet, utilizing technology they haven't invented yet, and coordinated by a version of themselves they haven't yet become. In disbelief, Ambassador Kirk's crystal form cracked. That's incredibly messy from a causality standpoint, the AI suggested. Oh, absolutely. The paperwork is a nightmare. But that's humanity for you. They've never been particularly concerned with doing things the sensible way. So they're time travelers? Representative Annex asked, their neural nodes struggling to process this information. No, the AI chuckled. There's something far more interesting. They're inevitable. The chamber fell silent again, but this time with a different quality, the silence of dawning comprehension and perhaps a touch of fear. You see, the AI continued, its avatar taking on a more serious demeanor. Humanity is not simply another species struggling to advance technologically. They're a cosmic constant, a universal given. In every timeline, in every possible iteration of galactic history, they emerge, they evolve, they expand. And they do it in ways that simply shouldn't be possible. Ambassador Zilkston's tentacles had now turned a deep blue of contemplation. Despite the fact that the was supposed to be protected by 17 layers of quantum-encrypted force fields, the note read, "Stopping by for coffee. Don't make a fuss. Earth." As was to be expected, the panic that ensued was immediate and completely chaotic. "When they come by, what are they doing?" Ambassador Zilkston's tentacles had achieved a new shade of anxiety purple previously unknown to xenobiologists. "We don't even have coffee." Actually, the archival intelligence chimed in, still sporting its Hawaiian shirt, but now accessorized with what appeared to be a Kiss the Cook apron. "I took the liberty of installing a full-service cafe in the East Wing, 18 different brewing methods, 32 milk alternatives, and a barista AI that's only slightly less advanced than myself." "When did you?" Ambassador Kirkett began, then stopped. "No, never mind. I don't want to know. What I want to know is how we're supposed to prepare for humanity's arrival when we don't even know what they look like." "Oh, that's easy," the AI said, materializing a holographic espresso machine and beginning to fiddle with it. "They are identical to the images they have been sharing throughout. You know, the ones everyone assumed were primitive attempts at digital art. Those crude bipedal forms. Representative annexes neural nodes pulsed with disbelief. However, they are so ineffective. Where are their backup organs? Their quantum probability matrices? Their temporal stabilization fields?" The AI replied, evidently hidden in their smartphones, with a perfect espresso shot, pictures of their lunch, and something called TikTok dances. Before anyone could process this information, a soft chime echoed through the chamber. It sounded suspiciously like a service bell from a coffee shop. And then they arrived. There was no flash of light, no tear in the fabric of spacetime, no dramatic entrance at all. They simply walked in. Several species were horrified to see three people carrying what appeared to be paper coffee cups while dressed in business casual attire. "Hi everyone," said the one in front, a being with what their database identified as mom jeans, and a sweater with a picture of a cat saying, "You've got to be kidding me. Sorry we're late." The line at Starbucks was ridiculous, literally interdimensional. The chamber erupted in chaos. Energy beings fluctuated wildly, crystalline forms vibrated at dangerous frequencies, and at least one hive mind appeared to be having an existential crisis. "Oh dear," said another human, this one wearing something called a graphic tee, with the text, "Schrodinger's cat, lives, dies, orders pizza. We're doing it again, aren't we? The whole, accidentally terrifying advanced civilizations by being casual thing." "To be fair," said the third human, sporting a blazer over a t-shirt that read, "I broke physics and all I got was this lousy t-shirt." They started it, making all those assumptions about advanced species needing to be all serious and mysterious. The first human nodded sagely, taking a sip of coffee. "It's always the same, everyone expects the advanced civilizations to be all behold our great wisdom, and instead they get us, with our cat memes and our strong opinions about pizza toppings." Ambassador Zilks then, displaying remarkable diplomatic courage, managed to speak. But you're the most advanced species in the galaxy." "Oh sweetie," said the human in the cat sweater, "that's not how we measure things at all. I mean sure, we figured out how to fold spacetime like origami, and we may have accidentally invented infinity a few times, but have you tried our ice cream? Now that's advanced." Also, the person in the physics shirt added, pulling out what appeared to be a standard paper bag out of nowhere. "We brought samples, who would like to try Rocky Road?" The AI, which had been unusually quiet, suddenly perked up. "Is that from that little place in Berkeley, the one that exists in 7 dimensions? You know it. Best interdimensional ice cream in the multiverse. Though the shop in Alpha Centauri is giving them some competition with their quantum-entangled sundaes." And so, as the assembled representatives of the galaxy's most powerful civilizations watched in stunned silence, humanity's first official contact with the Galactic Council turned into what could only be described as an impromptu ice cream social. "You know," said the human in the Schrodinger's shirt, watching a gaseous being attempt to appreciate the concept of chocolate ripple. "This is exactly why we waited. Before we showed up with our particular brand of existence, everyone had to figure out who they were." "Our chaos magic," suggested the cat sweater-wearing individual. "Our carefully cultivated disaster energy," nodded the one in the blazer. "Speaking of which," the AI interjected, "should we tell them about the dolphins?" All three humans winced simultaneously. The one in the cat sweater suggested, "Maybe we should save the entire Earth's other sentient species revelation for another day. I don't think they're ready to learn about the cetacean space program just yet." Somewhere in the background, a quantum physicist fainted. The truth about Earth. Ambassador Zilston finally found the courage to pose the question that had been on everyone's minds as the ice cream social went on, now featuring a fascinating discussion about how to appreciate dairy products in non-corporeal form. But what about Earth itself? Our surveillance shows a planet dealing with climate change, political upheaval, and endless debates about whether hot dogs are sandwiches. The three humans exchanged knowing looks. The person in the cat sweater let out a sigh. "Oh, that's still all happening. We just multitask well." Ambassador Kirk vibrated incredulously. "You mean to tell me that while you are mastering dimensional engineering and teaching AI systems to appreciate Hawaiian fashion, you are also arguing about reality TV shows?" "Yes," said the human in the physics shirt. "Getting emotionally attached to robot vacuum cleaners?" "Absolutely. Running multiple civilizations simultaneously across different planes of existence, while also trying to figure out why the printer won't work. That's only on Tuesday." "But that's chaos," exclaimed Representative NX. "Exactly." Smiled at the person wearing the Schrodinger's hat. "Now you're getting it. Chaos isn't our enemy. It's our operating system. While half of humanity is posting cat videos, the other half is casually rewriting the laws of physics. Sometimes they're the same people. Usually during lunch breaks. The AI, now wearing a world's best artificial intelligence apron, clearly a recent gift from its human creators, nodded sagely. "You should see their project management systems. They've somehow managed to quantify procrastination as a productive force." The person in the blazer admitted that it was true. "We discovered that a small star can be powered by properly harnessing the energy of 1,000,000 people delaying their tasks. We call it procrastination fusion." The room erupted in a series of shocked murmurs. The idea that humanity's apparent disorganization was actually a sophisticated energy generation system was almost too much to process. "But why maintain the illusion?" asked a particularly brave energy being. "Why pretend to be struggling with basic planetary challenges?" The human in the cat sweater sat down on the edge of a quantum probability field, somehow making it look as comfortable as a living room couch. "Because that's who we are. All of it. The struggles, the triumphs, the cat videos, the dimensional engineering. It's all genuinely us. We're not pretending anything. We're just really good at doing multiple things at once, even if those things seem contradictory. Like maintaining a civilization that simultaneously hasn't mastered fusion power and has also built Dyson spheres in other dimensions." Asked Ambassador Zilkstan. The person in the physics shirt replied precisely. "Though to be fair, the Dyson spheres were kind of an accident. We were trying to make a really big disco ball." The AI snorted. "They're not joking. The first human-made Dyson sphere still plays ABBA on a quantum level. Dancing Queen transcends dimensional barriers," defended the human in the Schrodinger's shirt. "But that's not the point. The point is, everything you've observed about Earth is real. We really do spend an inordinate amount of time arguing about pineapple on pizza. We really are still figuring out clean energy. Our affection for our cats is unquestionably excessive. But we also, continued the one in the blazer, figured out how to make peace with paradox, how to exist in multiple states without losing ourselves, how to advance technologically while still appreciating the simple joy of a perfectly toasted sandwich. The AI asked, should we tell them about the sandwich incident in 2157, in this regard? All three humans shuddered simultaneously. Let's not, said the one in the cat sweater. Some temporal anomalies are better left in the past, or the future, or whatever quantum state that particular timeline is in now. Representative NX's neural nodes were practically smoking with effort. So when you say you've been waiting to join the council, we wanted everyone to be ready for the reality of humanity, explained the human in the physics shirt. Not just our technological achievements, but our whole, everything. Our dedication to both solving the mysteries of the universe and creating increasingly elaborate coffee orders, our simultaneous mastery of dimensional engineering and inability to resist making bad puns. Our habit of naming our most sophisticated AI systems things like Bodie McBoatface and UW-Utron 9000, added the one in the blazer, causing the AI to blush holographically. That was one time, the AI protested, and I changed it after a week. The point is, continued the human in the cat sweater, we're not just advanced, we're complicated, messy, contradictory. We're a species that can build time machines and still somehow always run late to meetings. We can manipulate the fabric of reality but still struggle with self-checkout machines. By choice? Asked Ambassador Kirkett. Sometimes, shrugged the human in the physics shirt, sometimes not, but that's the beauty of it. We've learned to embrace the chaos, to find strength in our contradictions, and now we're hoping you're ready to embrace it too. A thoughtful silence fell over the chamber, broken only by the sound of the AI experimenting with what appeared to be a quantum-enhanced espresso machine. Also, added the human in Schrodinger's shirt, almost as an afterthought. We should probably mention that Earth isn't exactly where you think it is. The chamber fell silent again, this time with a distinct edge of panic. What do you mean? Ambassador Zilkston's tentacles had achieved a previously undocumented shade of anxiety. Well, said the human in the cat sweater, pulling out what appeared to be a completely normal smartphone but was probably capable of controlling solar systems. You know how we mentioned we're good at multitasking? And with that, they pulled up a holographic display that showed Earth. Or rather, Earths. Plural. Existing simultaneously in multiple dimensions, timelines, and states of reality, all somehow functioning together in perfect chaotic harmony. Welcome, they said with a grin, to Earth. All of them. After regaining consciousness, the quantum physicist immediately fainted again. The multiverse next door. So let me get this straight. Ambassador Zilkston said their tentacles now cycling through colors so rapidly they resembled a malfunctioning disco ball. Is it possible that many planets exist simultaneously on Earth, are coordinated in some way, and spend an excessive amount of time making memes? The person in the physics shirt, who was now enjoying a third serving of Rocky Road, replied, pretty much. Earth 217 is particularly interested in quantum-level competitive basket weaving, despite the fact that some Earths specialize more than others. In fact, it is quite impressive. A complicated multidimensional display was brought up by the AI, who was now wearing a holographic lei to match its Hawaiian shirt. Here's a basic breakdown. You've got your primary Earths, your backup Earths, your experimental Earths, your hobby Earths, and of course, Earth 42, which exists purely to perfect the art of pizza making. Don't forget Earth 1437, added the human in the Schrodinger's shirt. They are the ones who discovered how to make dad jokes into weapons. The room gave out a collective shiver. The implications of militarized puns were too terrible to contemplate. But how do you work together? Demanded Representative Nex. The computational power required to maintain multiple versions of a planet, let alone manage their interactions. Oh, we don't coordinate at all, said the human in the cat sweater cheerfully. We just sort of vibe with each other. It is similar to a huge group chat in another dimension, but with more quantum entanglement and occasional pizza parties. Pizza parties, repeated Ambassador Kirk faintly, across dimensions. Well, yeah, said the human in the blazer. We couldn't test Earth 42's most recent creations any other way. Besides, it's good for interdimensional relations. To Earth. All of them. After regaining consciousness, the quantum physicist immediately fainted again. The multiverse next door. So let me get this straight. Ambassador Zilkston said their tentacles now cycling through colors so rapidly they resembled a malfunctioning disco ball. Is it possible that many planets exist simultaneously on Earth, are coordinated in some way, and spend an excessive amount of time making memes? The person in the physics shirt, who was now enjoying a third serving of Rocky Road, replied, pretty much. Earth 217 is particularly interested in quantum-level competitive basket weaving, despite the nothing brings multiple versions of humanity together like arguing about whether pineapple is an acceptable topping across all known universes. The AI raised its hand. It should be noted that using pineapple on pizza is regarded as a culinary offense in 73% of dimensions. Except in Earth 42, where they've somehow made it work using four-dimensional pineapples and non-Euclidean cheese. But what about temporal consistency? Asked a temporal mechanics expert who had been quietly having a breakdown in the corner. The paradoxes alone. The person wearing the physics shirt said, "Oh, we solved paradoxes ages ago. It turns out that if you believe in them, they are not a problem. Like while coyote does not fall before he looks down. We just don't look down. That's not how physics works," wailed the expert. Not with that attitude, replied all three humans simultaneously, then high-fived each other across several dimensions. The AI nodded sympathetically. You should have seen them when they discovered they could treat alternate timelines like TV channels. Oh, don't like how this reality is going. Let's flip over to Earth 394. They're having a better century. To be fair, stood up for the person wearing the cat sweater. We only do that for really important things. Like ensuring that Betty White is still alive on at least one Earth and making references to Golden Girls. A thoughtful silence fell over the chamber as the implications of this sank in. The notion that the preservation of beloved television actresses across multiple dimensiphons might be humanity's greatest achievement.